Hey, what's good people? I am Travell C.W. Lynch, Mr. What, and most importantly, you know what it is, your self-worth specialist. I want to welcome you once again into the I Am the Possible podcast experience. The bonus track. Yes, it is the bonus track of the week. And you know, I'm so excited, man. I'm more excited for you. I'm more excited about your presence. Why? Because your presence is the greatest present that anyone could ever give me. I got something to share. You know I do. You know I got some stuff that I want to impart to you, share with you, teach and preach to you. But more importantly, I'm excited. I am grateful. I am thankful to God for each and every one of you. Whether you are watching or listening, doesn't matter. Your presence, guys, is the greatest present that you could ever give me. So thank you. Shout out and salute to you, all of my faithful watchers, listeners, subscribers, downloaders, emailers, right? Whatever you are, man. I thank God for you, and I'm just excited about sharing something with you this week that I just believe might bless your life. Today's bonus track, man, and actually, get this, not only today's bonus track, but today's bonus track and this week's full experience is going to be around a very specific topic, okay? And I want to show you this shirt to demonstrate exactly what we're talking about. Now, yesterday, I wore this shirt to church, okay? If you are watching on the tube, then you should be watching on the tube, okay? But if you're not watching on the tube, then go over to the tube, okay? Go over to the tube so that you can get the visual experience of this podcast, okay? So that you can see exactly what I'm showing. So I wore this shirt, Faith Kills Anxiety. Faith Kills Anxiety. I wore it to church, and I mean, before I could even get through the parking lot, guys, so many people ran up to me. Where'd you get that shirt? You know, let me take a picture of that shirt. Oh my God, that shirt, it resonates with me, and on and on and on. And then later on after church, I had a buddy over. Shout out to my buddy Brian LaCour, my main man. We watched the Cowboys game together. But before the Cowboys game came on, I ran to the grocery store to pick up some snacks, and walking through that grocery store, the double takes. And you know how you walk by someone and they just kind of have a smile, right? They just kind of look at you and they look at your shirt, and then they kind of like look back at you and they kind of smile, right? They're giving that approval. They're saying, "Yep, I feel that." And so, guys, this just by wearing this t-shirt and by the responses that I got yesterday, I posted it on Facebook and Instagram, but it also inspired me to share today a little bit about anxiety. And what it reminded me of was that people are dealing with anxiety, right? Like, it hasn't gone anywhere. People are still dealing with and suffering from anxiety. And some people are suffering from, more severe cases than others. Some just kind of deal with that anxious feeling, but there's also an anxiety disorder that's out there. And so whether it's Mental Health Month or, just, having a cause for mental health awareness, this is still a topic that really resonates, and a lot of people can really value, or not value, but they can get value from an encouraging message around anxiety. So today I want to share with you what I'm calling the Anxiety Antidote. Okay, the Anxiety Antidote. But before I get into that, just really quick about the t-shirt. And listen, I don't know Bizzle. I don't know God Over Money Records, their CEOs, and there's no what do you want to call it, sponsorship or endorsement going on here. This is just simply me saying, if you're interested in this shirt, okay, if you're interested in this shirt, then I'm going to put the links in this show notes description so that you can just click that link and just go over. It is a part of the apparel worn by Christian rapper Bizzle and other members of the GOM, or God Over Money crew. I've been listening to them and following them for many, many years, and I am a big supporter of their music, of their content, and just of their movement. And so that's where this shirt came from, God Over Money. So shout out to Bizzle, shout out to the God Over Money crew. And if you're interested in this shirt, and they got a ton of other shirts that are similar to it that have great messages on it, then I'm going to put that link in the show notes. So if you're watching or listening, I'll put that link in the description so that you can easily click that and get yourself one of these shirts as well. All right, guys, let's jump into it. The Anxiety Antidote. The Anxiety Antidote. And I want to break a few things down, and then hopefully I didn't put my disclaimer in these slides, but I just want to say, obviously, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a licensed psychologist. Okay. You may be in a position, right, depending on the type of anxiety that you're dealing with, you may need professional help. Okay. You may need professional help. So please, please, please understand, this is not a do all, fix all, but I do believe it has great value. I do believe that for the majority of individuals suffering from anxiety, this is going to bless your life. This is going to give you something else that's going to help in your arsenal against anxiety, right? Another weapon in your arsenal to really fight the battle against anxiety. Okay, number one, guys, what is anxiety? What is it, right? It is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. It's very important to understand that anxiety has to do with the future. It's an anticipation of something, right? You're worried about something that hasn't happened yet. That's very important for you to understand. It's not reality. It hasn't happened. It's not a fact. It's not even, what I'm saying? It does not exist yet, right? It could or could not exist. What's happening is that you have a picture in your mind. You have an image. You have a projection, and you're worried about this possible outcome, this possibility of a negative result. So the first thing that I want you to understand is that it is something that you are anticipating. It is not real. It is not reality. The second thing is that it's a feeling. Okay, it's a feeling. That means it is an emotion. And you guys have heard my content before, and I'm coming out with many master classes around how to regulate, how to better control our emotions. But we must understand that anxiety, it is an emotion. It's a feeling. You feel it, right? It's something that you feel, but yet it is not necessarily real. Okay. So that's the very first thing that we have to understand, that this thing is an emotion, and emotions can be controlled. So the question is really, are you suffering those symptoms right now? Okay. Are you constantly worried? Are you always nervous? Are you uneasy about your future? Are you suffering from anxiety? Do you have panic attacks, sweaty palms, rapid heartbeat, right? Those are all symptoms, right? As I did my research and as I read up on anxiety, that's how anxiety manifests. It shows up, with all of these different physical attributes to this internal anticipation. Okay. So that's what it is. Now, because it's a feeling, my next slide, I want you to understand that the feeling of anxiety is being fueled by something. That feeling didn't just show up. And that's really where I want to really want to stake my claim in this bonus track. It's a feeling. Feelings don't just manifest. They don't just show up. Feelings are triggered. Let me be very clear about that. Feelings are triggered. The feeling, the emotion of anxiety is being fueled, right? Just like the gas tank on the screen, right? Just like you get in your car. If you don't have any fuel, how far will you go? If you're parked in your parking lot, if you're parked in your driveway and your car is on E, really E, like there's nothing in that gas tank, and I don't open up the gas tank and pour any fuel in it, or if you don't do it, how far will you go? You won't go anywhere. It won't, in essence, the car can't come alive. It can't operate. It can't move forward. It can't generate power, because everything that has to do with that car starts with the fuel. That fuel, when you hit the, when you hit that power button, right? The first thing that happens is that fuel ejector shoots, right, an amount of fuel into whatever other component within the car, boom, and that triggers a spark, boom, that thing starts, and then you can move forward. Well, in your life, you are being sparked, you are being triggered, right? Those emotional, those feelings of anxiety, right? Those sweaty palms, that rapid heartbeat, that dry mouth, right? That nervousness, right? The knocking of your knees, right? However it shows up for you, that's being triggered. That's being motivated by something. Okay, that's being fueled by something. So that's the other thing that I want you to really understand, is that anxiety has a source. It's coming from something. Now you may be saying to yourself, dude, I already know that. Okay, well, do you really know that? Right? Have you taken the time to really understand that this thing isn't just showing up? The more you understand how something happens, the more control you can take over it. I'm gonna say that one more time. The more you understand how something happens, the more control you can take over it. Now, if you are experiencing anxiety, I'm sure you would like better control over it. I'm sure you don't want it to continue to occur. You want it to stop. You don't like those feelings. Well, the way that you began to stop those feelings is by understanding how they occur. And the first thing that you must understand when it comes to how it occurs is that it's being fueled by something. It's being triggered by something. Okay, next slide, guys. Check this out. What we consume, we create. Stick with me. I'm going to tie this right back to being fueled in just a moment. What we consume, we create. Now, when we talk about anxiety, emotions, feelings, knocking of the knees, sweaty palms, right? The manifestation, all of the physical manifestations start as an internal mindset. Physical manifestations start as an internal, okay? Internal, mental, spiritual, okay? Mindset. It is something that starts on the inside and it makes its way on the outside. What we consume, we create. We have to understand that we are participating in the creating of our anxiety. I don't know if you've ever heard that put that way before. I don't know if you've ever heard anyone say that, but we are participating. Okay, we are participating. And many people aren't conscious of this, but we are participating in the creation of our anxiety. How? Here it is. If you're watching, here it is. If you're listening, here it is. The word of God tells us in Proverbs 4:23. I've got 3 different translations on the screen, okay? 3 different translations. The first one, keep vigilant watch over your heart. That's where life starts. Part of that life includes anxiety, okay? We're talking about the totality. Keep vigilant watch over your heart, your center, your consciousness, your mind, your thought, your will, your emotions, the center of a man, your consciousness. Keep vigilant watch over that. Why? Because that's where your life starts. That's the beginning point. See how we, okay, see, I don't want to jump the gun, but see how, okay, this is going to tie into that fueling, right? Because the starting of a car starts at the point of its fueling. Okay, let's continue. Number 2, carefully guard your thoughts. This is the second translation. Carefully guard your thoughts because they are the source of true life. Again, the first one was vigilant. The second is carefully. See how the word of God is expressing the seriousness of this matter? We must be careful in guarding our thoughts because they're the source. They're the spark. They're the start. The source, the start, the spark of true life. It's what's fueling things for you, including anxiety. Last one, guys. Above all else, that means it's top rank. You feel me? Top rank, number 1. Uno. Okay, number 1, guys. Above all else, guard your affections. In other words, guard what you like. Guard what you entertain. See? Because when we talk about guarding your thoughts and guarding your hearts, affections line up with that in this translation because you're going to consume things that you enjoy. Yeah, you're going to spend time with people that you enjoy. You're going to watch things, listen to things, say things, think about things that you find pleasurable. However, those things could be leading to your anxiety. And I'm going to show you how. Okay. Last part of this one. Above all else, guard your affections, for they influence. Look at that. They influence everything else in your life. We got to be careful about what we like. Like, we got to be careful what we indulge in. We got to be careful about what we love, man. Because what we love and like, our affections, we spend the most time with that. But what if what you're spending the most time with, what if that's leading to your anxiety? What if that's leading to your nervousness? What if that's leading to the very thing that you want to get rid of in your life? Oh, I know. The rabbit hole goes deep. That's why I told you guys that this was going to help. Okay, this was going to help. Now, if you're watching, I got on my screen antidote. I told you, I'm giving you the anxiety antidote. So now that we understand what anxiety is, where anxiety comes from, right? What we should be doing as it concerns anxiety. Now I want to give you the antidote. What is an antidote? It is a medicine taken or given to counteract a particular poison. Yes, anxiety is a poison. It's poisoning so many lives. So many people are on the edge of the edge. So many people are pulling their hair out. So many people are just stuck in a rut, scared to move forward in life, scared to do anything for God, scared to try anything new, scared. Some people are literally scared to come out of their houses. Some people are living shell-shocked, man. After this COVID and just all of the other tragedies that we're seeing around our country, people are shell-shocked. People, listen, we are full of anxiety. It is a poison in our country. And I want to give you the antidote. You ready? Here it is. This is the antidote. Consciously control your consumption. Consciously control your consumption. Remember when we were talking about fueling? Look at the definition of consumption. The eating or drinking of whatever. The use of something, such as fuel. That's right. When you consume things, right? Remember earlier, what we consume, we create. What we consume, we fuel. What we consume, we give life to. That's why the word of God says, watch over your heart, because whatever you're consuming, whatever you're spiritually eating, mentally eating and drinking and letting in, right? That's what you're consuming. So you're letting it into your heart, and whatever gets into your heart, your mind, your thoughts, your consciousness, then the word of God tells you that that's what springs forth. That's where your life starts. So the anxiety that you're experiencing, a part of that is based on what you're consuming, what you're letting in. So the antidote is to consciously control your consumption. What does that mean? It means taking account of what you're letting in. What are you letting in? What are you watching? What are you thinking? What are you listening to? This is the way I like to put it right here, guys. Check out what you're checking out most consistently. That's right. Check out what you're checking out most consistently. That tells you what you're consuming. Just like a person that consumes alcohol, it has a certain effect on them. And the more you consume the alcohol, the more of that effect it has. Same is true when it comes to, how should I put this? Anxiety producing content. Same is true. If I'm watching movies and all I see, and I'm gonna switch the screen here. If I'm watching movies and all I see is violence, after a while, I'm gonna have violent thoughts. I'm gonna have violent dreams. I'm gonna be a little more cautious, a little more timid, a little more concerned when I walk out in the streets, because I'm constantly consuming violence. How about, I don't know, let's take the news, right? Don't be offended. If you watch the news, don't be offended. But, you know, the news, I don't know what the split is, maybe 60-40 positive, negative stuff, right? But if you're waking up, like I wake up, and when I cut the TV on and the news comes on, guys, when that news comes on, I'm always hearing about the violence, man. I'm always hearing 2 more guys shot in Compton, or 2 more guys shot over here, or this morning on the, 210 freeway, we had a major crash, or, oil prices are, skyrocketing. So get prepared to spend even more money at the pump, yada, yada, yada. You get where I'm going with this? Now, if I'm a religious news watcher and all I'm hearing is death, tragedy, calamity, high prices, anticipate worse things to come. The CDC said yada, yada, yada about COVID, about the booster shot. I mean, you put it into your framework, you name it, you frame it, you put it into your context, but you guys get what I'm saying. Whatever you're consuming, whether it's through the eyes, right? You're watching stuff, whether it's things that you're listening to through your ears, right? You're letting that stuff into your ears. You're listening to maybe crazy music. Maybe you're listening to crazy podcasts, right? Hopefully you ain't considering mine crazy, right? But you're just listening to crazy content, right? Songs or, whatever. And so now you're doing that. And now it's gotten into your heart. So now you're saying stuff off the hook, right? So now words are coming out of your mouth that are filled with fear and filled with anxiety. And now your ears are hearing what you're saying. So now you're believing it even more. And now you're not really guarding yourself. Maybe you're hanging around people that's always negative. They're very critical, right? They always got something negative to say, right? You bring up just about any topic and they got something negative, right? Some crazy negative spin to put on it, right? They're very cynical, right? So now you're around bad company, you're taking in bad information, bad content. Maybe you're reading the newspaper or magazines or stuff online, and everything is always telling you how bad the world is getting and how crazy people are and how the justice system ain't doing this or that. And guys, if that's all you're munching on, if that's all you're eating on, that's all you're drinking on, that's all you're consuming, no wonder you're anxious. No wonder you're anxious. Does that make sense? What you consume, you create. And we got to take responsibility for some of the anxiety that we're creating. Maybe all the anxiety that we're feeling isn't just showing up, right, outside of our realm of control. Maybe we play a part. Maybe we play a critical part in creating the anxiety that we're experiencing. Have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered your role in creating the very anxiety that you wish, that you've been praying for, that you desire would finally go away? Have you ever considered that you, by what you're consuming, by what you're watching and listening to, and by what you're saying, and by the people that you're around, the company that you keep, the environments that you continue to go into, the activities that you continue to entertain and indulge in, have you ever considered that those things are adding to your anxiety? Just want you to consider that, guys. That's the antidote. That's the antidote. For you to begin to assess, for you to begin to take ownership, for you to begin to take responsibility for checking out what you're checking out most consistently. And then making a decision to begin to slowly integrate new things, new people, new environment into the mix so that you can weed out all of the things that are causing and creating anxiety, and you can start to introduce things that will create peace and tranquility and happiness and joy and patience. Didn't it say somewhere in the Bible, think on these things, things which are trustworthy, things which are noble, things which are pure? I wonder why. Maybe God is trying to prevent us from suffering anxiety. I hope that makes sense, guys. All right. That is it. Let me see. I think that's my last one. I think that's my last slide. That's it, guys. That's it. Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to hit you with a quick one, bonus track. I'm going to be picking up and I'm going to be talking more about this upcoming Saturday. I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. I may record it Saturday. But nevertheless, I'll be releasing it on Sunday. Okay. So not this Saturday, but this Sunday, in the full episode, full experience, we will continue our discussion around anxiety. I'm going to be praying and asking God to reveal more and more truth, more and more information, because I want to dedicate at least 2 episodes in this season to anxiety. I think people are really dealing with it, and I want to help you to deal with it. Okay. All right, guys, wrapping it up. You see on the screen, your support, it is significant, guys. I am not ashamed. I am not afraid to tell you that I am trying to grow. I'm trying to grow as a podcast. I'm trying to grow as a YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow as a ministry, and I need your support. First things first, guys. I want to make sure that you have clarity about any content that I share. So info@iamthepossible.com. Go there, send me any questions that you have about anything that I shared in today's episode. If you're not clear about anything, hit me up, email me, and I'll get right back to you with clarity to make sure that you understood what I shared in today's episode. Okay? I feel that where there's clarity, there's confidence. And where there's confidence, there's communication. What do I mean? If you're clear about what I shared, then you'll be that much more confident in what I shared, and you'll be more compelled to then communicate that to other people. And that continues the ripple effect, right? I want more and more people to be positively impacted by this information. Number 2, YouTube. Go over to the YouTube, guys. I Am the Possible on YouTube. Oh, yes. Or just type in my name, Travell C.W. Lynch. Go to my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, hit the little bell, join the notification nation, and be the first one to get all of the new content that I am releasing throughout the week. Number 3, share. Tell somebody about it. If you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with any of the topics that I cover in any of my episodes, then head over there, man. Head out and share it with somebody, because if you're dealing with it, then someone else is dealing with it. Be the bridge. Be the bridge to their, to their salvation. Be the bridge to their betterment. Be the bridge to their support, right? Share it. Let someone else know that this information is available. All right. iAMthepossible.com. iAMthepossible.com. Go out, tell 3 people, man. Tell 3 people this guy got a podcast that's worth listening to. And you can find all the information and more on iAMthepossible.com. And lastly, guys, Apple Podcasts. Yes. Leave me a review. Please, oh please. I would love to hear from you. 5-star, 2-star, no star. Doesn't matter, good, bad, or indifferent. But I would just love to get your comments, your feedback. Let me know how this episode impacted you. What did you take from it, right? What worked, what didn't work, right? How we can improve it. All that's good stuff, okay? And I welcome it all. So I would love to hear from you. All right, guys, that is it. That is it. So good to rock with you once again on this bonus track of the week. Love you guys, praying for you guys, believing in you guys. Until next time, this is Travail C.W. Lynch, Mr. What? I am your self-worth specialist. And this is the I Am the Possible podcast experience. The bonus track. Yes. And we are the place where possibilities become perspective. Until next time, peace.